I think that we're in this kind of holding pattern where there isn't any path to registering a legitimate digital currency that will be acceptable to the regulators, and the existing stuff is not acceptable. So there's going to have to be a transition over the next 24 to 48 months. I would say eventually we'll see trillions of dollars circulating on mobile phones that will be a digital currency, and it will be something different, something in between what truly permissionless cryptocurrency is and then what the CBDC thing might be.
Hey guys, welcome back to Library of Wealth. Today we have the co-founder of MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, discussing Bitcoin and the current state of digital currencies in 2023. Saylor highlights a stagnant period where registering a legitimate digital currency acceptable to regulators seems elusive. He predicts a transformative shift over the coming months, leading to trillions of dollars circulating through a new form of digital currency. Saylor suggests this currency would find a middle ground between decentralized cryptocurrencies and government-controlled central bank digital currencies. In this recent interview, he also delves into the extremes of digital currency circulation and why CBDCs could pose a problem as government-issued currencies, not just with transparency and oversight, but with opposing banking establishments fearing the disruption of current traditional finance and banking systems already in place. Let's get right into the latest interview with Michael Saylor. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
Right now, the only form of digital dollar circulating is cryptocurrency like stablecoin. And that represents one extreme, which is the dollar circulating non-KYC in a dark pool. The other extreme would be a CBDC, a dollar issued centrally by the government, controlled by the government, where they have transparency and control of every transaction. I think that politically, the libertarians would like to see the former. They'd like to see cryptocurrency circulating with zero control and oversight. I think that the authoritarians would probably like to see the latter. They'd like to see the currency circulating with complete government oversight. I think that in the political world, there's a lot of resistance to the CBDC. I don't think that we'll find a majority of politicians in either the Democratic or the Republican Party that will support a complete CBDC. So I think that it's a non-starter on Capitol Hill. I think the Republicans would block it, but I think the Democrats would block it too. I think ultimately the banking establishment won't want it either, because the CBDC would be an example of disintermediating all the banks, starting with the big banks down to all the banks, and then what is their business. So I think that there will be alarmists that will say, oh, the CBDC's coming, get ready. I think that will sell a lot of Bitcoin. I think a lot of people will go and they'll buy Bitcoin and you'll get a lot of campaign donations, right? But I think ultimately the political settlement will be digital currency will come not in the form of a stable coin. I think that they will eventually wind down because that's too much freedom. And the regulators are winding them down, like the Wells notice to BUSD, like the Custodia denial letter, like the move by the Canadian regulators to prevent you from trading stable coins on crypto exchange in Canada, like the denial of Tether in the US. So I think the regulators will move to clamp down on any non-KYC digital dollars. I think that no one is putting forth any CBDC legislation right now that I can see. There's no credibility there, a consensus. I think we're probably headed toward less digital currency. Like right now, there's $140 billion. At the peak, there were probably $160 billion of digital currency trading between Tether and Circle and other coins and UST. And I think we've already peaked, and I think we're going toward less of that. And then at some point, they will restart the digital currency initiative, and it will be an FDIC-insured bank approved by the Federal Reserve and the Treasury that they trust. And there will be a negotiated set of controls, like more than $10,000 will be reported and less than $10,000 will not be reported. And the records will be held by the bank and not by the US government. And the libertarians won't like it, right? It won't make them happy. It's too much control. But at the end of the day, the authoritarians won't like it because it'll be too little control. But the United States has already shown that it's willing to actually use banks and bank wires to move money around and let JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and Citigroup do whatever they're going to do. The digital currency of every country will reflect the politics of the country and the philosophy of the country. So in a place where there are no property rights, a Korea or a Cuba, they'll have completely overbearing implementations. In China, there'll probably be a very tight, transparent implementation because they're much more comfortable with that. They're more authoritarian. Every country in Europe has a different view. The point I would make there is there's an overwhelming demand for dollars, not euros. If you look at the digital currency demand, people would choose a digital dollar 97 or 98 to 1, 100x as often as a digital euro, even though they look similar. Nobody wants the euro, they want the dollar. And if you read the Custodia denial letter, the regulators made very clear that under no circumstance will they allow any bank in the world to issue a digital dollar that can circulate non-KYC. And that means no European country is going to issue a digital dollar. And of course, the conundrum is no European country has the power to issue the digital euro. The central bank of the EU is going to shut down. They're not going to let any country that uses the euro issue a digital euro. And so there's going to be a massive political process in the EU Parliament over the nature of that instrument. They will resolve it based upon what the European Union feels. It might be more authoritarian than the US. It will be irrelevant to the question of the digital dollar because the decision of what the digital dollar is going to be decided in DC. And I don't see either the Republicans or the Democrats endorsing a CBDC right now. So I can't speak to the future of the digital ruble or the digital CNY, right? I mean, ultimately, that's a local political situation. What I can say is the world wants dollars. It wants dollars 100x more than it wants any of these other currencies. The dollar is the world reserve currency. The decision will be made by financial regulators in the United States in a dialogue with the legislators.
Saylor notes that countries with limited property rights may implement overbearing digital currencies, while authoritarian regimes like China may opt for strict and transparent systems. He points out the significant demand for dollars over euros in the realm of digital currencies, underscoring regulatory bodies' stance that no bank can issue a digital dollar without KYC requirements. He suggests that the United States financial regulators will decide the nature of digital currencies, and currently he sees little support for a CBDC from either Republicans or Democrats. Saylor anticipates regulatory crackdowns on non-KYC digital dollars, resulting in their reduced circulation. Eventually, he envisions a digital currency initiative approved by regulatory bodies and believes this initiative would introduce negotiated controls, such as transaction reporting above a certain threshold, while preserving record-keeping with the bank rather than the government. What do you think about the latest interview with Michael Saylor? And do you think we'll see crypto regulation passed in 2023? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.